You are now listening to People Doing Shit.
What's up? This is Relly. I've learned that people will forget what you say, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou.
What's up, good people? This is Sham, and when they go low, we go high. Michelle Obama.
This is Lena. I am a strong black woman. I cannot be intimidated. I cannot be undermined. Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
Hey world, it's Nifa. I had to make my own living and my own opportunity, but I made it. Don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them. Madam C.J. Walker.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy A-Mac, and hate is too great a burden to bear. It injures the hater more than it injures the hated. Coretta Scott King.
Hey.
Y'all so sexy.
Oh. Hey.
Okay.
Ooh-wee.
This sounds like my soul just smiled.
Man, this is like the creation of black.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Jesus was listening to this when he made black people.
Man, that's a visual for you.
Man, how does song make you feel like, for real? Like the truth?
It just brings me back to the 90s. Like, I feel like this is clean up your house music.
I feel like I need to turn my
family
pants
reunion
around.
music. Oh.
Like Chris Cross.
You try to be Chris Cross
So
on.
bad.
Man, people were so black in the 90s though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What's good, bro?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good. We feeling black and beautiful.
What's up,
I'm
man?
feeling black and I'm proud.
Yeah, say it loud, boy.
He said I'm black and I'm proud. You said say it loud, not repeat, right?
Same thing, whatever. Well, hey, everybody, this is People Doing Shit, episode 3. And, what we talking about today? We talking about a bunch of...
We talking about black shit.
Black shit.
That's what we talking about.
We definitely talking about black shit.
We talking about black people doing shit then and now. So we kind of want to tie it into Black History Month. Talk about a couple topics about black people doing shit.
I mean, black people been doing shit from the jump, so...
Forever.
Jump.
We just didn't get the recognition.
Hey,
Talk
we
about
ain't gonna dig into it that deep right now on the intro, but talk that talk. Talk that talk for sure.
February is just one of my most favorite months. We have, well, it's kind of bittersweet because we have the end of football.
Yeah.
We have Black History Month.
Yep.
We have Mardi Gras.
Hey.
Hey.
You better talk about Mardi Gras.
Hey, do what you wanna.
And, you know, I'm a little bittersweet right now because, you know,
Why?
my Saints are
Oh,
out.
I knew you was about to bring that up.
My Saints are out.
Well, you know what? I feel like since my team, them Cowboys, we been bumbling, stumbling the whole season.
I know, bro.
Yeah, I feel like I should have took a knee with Cap from the beginning of the season.
yeah.
But since we had such a good season last season,
yeah.
I was standing with my boy Zeke with his crop top
You
and a crock
fake-
pot
so
pot.
you fake about the struggle.
Hey, I'm just saying.
You only about the struggle when your team's struggling.
Look, you ain't gotta point out
if you're
the.
a Cowboys fan, you're about that struggle life in general.
Hey,
but we're not
we-
gonna go there.
We do
I
live
think
the
if you're
struggle.
any football fan, I've learned from meeting so many football fans. Like, unless they're bandwagoners, real fans are, they gonna be fans. They ride or die.
You know who I learned that from? Browns fans.
Oh my God.
Those
Yo.
are the most just beat down fans ever, and they still ride hard. They just no win season.
Did y'all see that they had like a winless
Yes.
parade? Like,
No way.
No, they
Wow.
celebrated the fact that they had a 0-win season, so they had an actual parade.
Those are
crazy.
fans. When I think about fans,
Those are insane people.
Yes. Wow.
Ain't no way.
Well, since we're talking about black shit for Black History Month, and now we're talking about football a little bit, and since now most of our listeners, there's only 2 teams left. So some of you guys whose teams aren't in it, I mean, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that y'all should have boycotted the NFL this season? Do y'all think that would have made a difference? Because I think a lot of people were on that bandwagon in the beginning, but then kind of dropped off like, damn, but the Saints kind of doing good right now. So,
So you had to tune in.
since we was the Aints for so long, I just think that, whether we were the Aints, whatever, Saints running my blood, so I'm just a diehard fan. But what do y'all think?
I feel like, me, honestly, I would have protested the NFL if I would have known the actual, like, what would have happened if we did it. And I feel like everybody was such on the fence about it that I didn't want to just be not watching my team play and then nothing happened. So I don't think everybody was on board enough for me to know, hey, if we all boycott, this is going to happen. So that's kind of why I was not, like, lit about doing it, you know? But I don't know if I would have did it anyway.
Okay, I chose to boycott, and I have stuck with it, like, with the exception of...
That's because your Rams left your city. And like you had no choice.
That's not true,
That was a
because
forced
I
boycott.
came here and watched football with y'all. So that's not true.
That is true.
I came here
I knew
and somehow suffered through watching Cowboys games
You
and
were just
taking
trying to kick
blue
it.
shots and scoring touchdowns. But
We them boys, man.
I did it because I just felt some type of way about Cap being like blackballed. And it wasn't about his performance. It was obviously about the fact that he chose to take a stance. So that's why I chose to boycott. I'm rolling with it. It might help that the Rams aren't in it, but I'm just as much as a Saints fan, and I still am not watching. But
That's a
I
whole
think
different discussion. You got to pick a side, homie.
pick a side.
You got to pick a
Hey,
side,
I just
homie.
want to say that the Rams, you know, as soon as they left St. Louis, that's when they became like a real team. No, I'm just
Tell him, hey, man. Tell him.
I wish our listeners could see
Oh, if
our
y'all
eyes.
could see-
Our
oh, if
eyes
you
are
could see her
like-
If looks could kill,
Right.
though.
I'm just kidding, but
You'll
no.
be doing it like
I had a
that.
good
I was
season.
a season ticket holder for like 3
Oh my
years.
god. Okay.
Oh, you wasted your money for 3 years.
I'm sure.
I'm gonna stop because I've been wasting my money for 20 years.
This,
being a
is Lena,
Cowboys
this is
fan.
Lena signing off.
No, but
no.
seriously, one thing that Lena brought up was that it wasn't for his performance, but I will say that a lot of people did say like maybe it would have made a difference if his performance was better. And
I've
some
heard
people
that.
brought up the issue that there are quarterbacks who are worse than him
Yeah,
that are
that's
still
true.
in the league, but there are a lot of players, period, who are maybe better in their position than other people in the league that are still not playing as well, that didn't get picked up by a team. So I don't really know. But I do think that it may have made a stand if maybe people who were better and more franchise players would have stood with him.
No, for sure. And so that's another thing. I think not even and that's a point I hear people say like the viewers themselves are not who should be making the stance, but the players, because that's where the power is at.
Definitely.
And
They're the
I agree
product.
with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like black people in sports dominated. We make money for these professional teams, and I feel like if anybody should make a stance, it should have been the power players standing with him, not necessarily us. And I just think it speaks to the fact that sometimes like we get caught up in ourselves and I gotta make money, I can't sacrifice my life. But if we all would have came together, if all the power players would have came together, then we could have made an impact.
So do you feel like as a fan, your boycott actually had any impact?
I don't think it made impact, but it was like a personal decision for me. Like I didn't want to continue to support the NFL when it treats our players.
So
like
what's
that.
going to make you watch it again? Or are you ever planning on watching it again?
As of now, no.
Wow.
Unless Diddy and Cap get something popping.
Yeah, they
I
talking
was
about
gonna
the Panthers,
say,
right?
like,
Yeah.
if Diddy buy the Panthers, you know what I mean? Will that open up a door for Colin Kaepernick? You know what I mean? Like, could he be a backup for the quarterback at for the Panthers? I mean,
Cam,
Cam Newton.
Cam already a black quarterback. Like,
I'm just saying though. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, could he get his bread right? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even know if he even want to play in the NFL no more, honestly.
I
Well,
kind of
no-
feel bad though. Like, I feel like he has so much more to give.
I do too.
You know what I mean? As a young black quarterback, than
Oh,
what
most
he. You know what I
definitely,
mean?
yeah.
So
Dude
I
can
kind of
play.
feel bad for him.
I'm gonna say that most of the black people I know don't make anywhere near. So I just feel like if he handled his bread right, he could be good for a very long time. Just to be able to make whatever kind of investments. Yeah, he may not be living out his dream, his passion, but I mean, I'm not saying that it's okay, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, but you still a little multi-millionaire. You're gonna be okay.
And speaking of, like, you know, people who make Black history, I feel like Cap should definitely be put in that category because
sure.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, definitely.
like
Yeah.
he is still giving away so much of his money, like despite him not being in the NFL, like all of his charitable efforts, like he drops dough.
Man.
I mean, that's just icing on the cake because at the African American Museum in D.C., there's a statue of the racers who held up their fists. So I mean,
John Carlos and all
them
that,
making
yeah.
that stance alone
yeah.
Right.
is notable. I mean, more than notable, admirable, and history worthy.
Oh, he-
on top of all the extra things that you were doing.
He for sure going down in history. Like,
He
that's
should.
that's
He
definitely.
just opened up a whole different dialogue and brought attention to something that I feel like us as black people were aware of, but it just kind of opened it up to other Americans who probably it's easier to remain ignorant, but with that it was hard to ignore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of them still don't get what he was doing or
that's
saying.
very true.
But
That's
I'm
my thing as
but
well.
I'm fine with that now because a lot of them do get it now.
Right, because look what's happening now. He was the only person that was willing to do that. What was that, a couple of seasons ago? Someone check me. But now this
Yeah, I don't
season,
know how long.
I mean,
Last
you
season, I
have
think it's-
professional players doing
Yeah.
it, high school players. I mean, it just really was like, whoa, look what this
Right,
one brave
right.
man stepped out and did to start this open dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should it have been that offensive? What do y'all think?
Absolutely
I guess it's hard for us to say that because we're black.
Well, yeah.
Well, because my view is like, protest peacefully. Don't go out and loot and blah, blah. He took a knee.
That was
That
actually
was
the most
peacefully.
peaceful thing
Didn't
he
say
could
one
have did.
word. Didn't put a sign out. Just took a knee.
Because he could have
I
flipped
think
over
the
every
difference
bench.
though, but I
all
think the
that,
difference though is that I think the reason why some people took it differently is because if I am protesting teacher pay, I might go protest and have my picket signs outside of my school district's headquarters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think that people took offense because they felt like he was protesting the United States of America
Right,
flag,
right.
which they hold above
And the
clearly
military.
everything, even Jesus.
Right.
But I think that was their biggest issue. Not that he took a knee or during any other time, but because it was during the national anthem and people claim that the United States of America and your loyalty to the flag, not even to the country, just to this piece of cloth. Is more important than anything that you have going on in your demographic or culture.
That's crazy because we took a knee to the flag in modern day and they up in arms. But in the 70s, motherfuckers was burning the flag and they cool
So
with it.
true.
You set the bitch on fire and y'all
So
okay?
true.
I know some people was mad at it, but they was not half as mad as me resting.
So
Taking a knee,
and that's
you know what I'm
why
saying?
I'm upset about it. I feel like they targeted this black man who chose to take a stance in the way he chose to take a stance. And for that, a talented player was blackballed from having a job, basically.
Yeah.
And people that do way worse stuff, people who
Rape,
rape, kill,
abuse.
abuse people, can't get a spot.
with the checklist.
And I think-
really with
yes.
the checklist.
And I think on top of that, I feel like it also goes to kind of like how they're okay with us demonizing ourselves and playing for them, but not standing for ourselves and playing for them.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
right.
Because you can come back after going to jail, shooting something. I mean anything.
So that's why I boycott.
Fighting
Like I'm sick of them. You so
I mean, I feel like boycotting is right now is everybody is so sensitive right now, and everybody's boycotting everything. What do y'all think about that?
Well, I think even for the football, I wasn't able to boycott. I was on the fence, which I'm usually not, but I was on the fence because the majority of the players and some of the coaches and assistant coaches are African American. So am I really boycotting these owners who gonna make money, have money regardless? Or would this affect the very people who I am boycotting for? So that was one of the questions I had for myself. That's the thing that I ask myself when I boycott.
Now I have a question, and I don't know the exact quote, but didn't Jerry Jones say, "You niggas better get out on that field and pick my cotton"?
First of all,
I swear he said that, and I was like,
ever misquote Master Jerry.
"Master says we
my
got to
God.
watch the television while they picks the
Jerry
cotton."
said, "Ain't none of my
my
niggas
God.
taking a knee unless I tell them to."
And so, how do y'all, as Cowboys fans, feel about that?
No, I was mad as
Yeah,
hell.
I was mad.
It was,
I said-
yeah.
But I'm still supported.
Pause. I said, I'm definitely more black than a Cowboy fan. I'm a little blue, but I'm mainly black. You know what I'm saying? So I was very upset about that.
Extremely.
But the niggas that he told that shit was going with it. So how can I be more mad than Dez, than Dak, than Zeke, than all the black players on the team? Like, how can I be more upset at them? And he's the one that's actually they're being affected by that. I didn't know how to take that. So I just chilled, still watched the game. They lost, whatever. But like, and then it faded away.
So, why are boycotts today different, and some might deem less effective than boycotts that were earlier?
Man, that's a good question.
Man,
Social media,
So you think that helps or hurts?
both.
I think it hurts because I think when somebody feels like if they put a hashtag or retweet or something that they did their part, opposed to actually going in the streets
Being
and doing
in the
something.
field.
You know, like back in
know.
the day, they're like, I'm really not gonna ride this bus. But now you like just hashtag don't ride the bus, but you still get on the bus. like you know,
I think it's awesome
that's not
that it
effective.
brings awareness, but like Shamarcus said, it's not in that, I mean, you're sitting behind a screen. If you're really about that life, get out in those streets and protest or, you know, stand in front of a tree or whatever it is you're being passionate about at the time.
But I got a quick story about this protest thing because about a year ago when they had the Dallas shooting or whatever,
Okay.
the cop shooting, Relly was pissed when we was watching the news. She got so mad, she was like, we about to go down there. But this is before they started busting their guns, right?
Right.
So we see in the protest, she said we about to go.
Can we interject that Shan was mad as hell and was like, my wife is crazy?
Man. No, look, I was like, man, we ain't going down there. We chilling, man. Man, they down there tripping. We don't know what's going to pop off.
What
Right.
I'm saying.
And do you know, oddly enough, I feel like I was on the phone with y'all right before y'all went. Y'all was like, we about to go down here. I was
feel
like,
And I bet my voice was shaking like Terrence Howard. Like,
Not mine.
look at this, we about to go to the, we about to hit this boycott,
We
man.
going to the protest, man.
I had just gotten off the airplane. I don't know where I was coming from. I had just got into town. And I came home and literally, in whatever clothes I had on, put my tennis shoes on.
And no, when I told her we're not going, she said, okay, I'm going to go by myself. Bruh.
So
I said,
you going.
I cannot let my wife just go to a protest solo dolo. First off, ain't nobody finna holler at my wife for no protest. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
my God.
No, protest
Really?
babe. No, but I was just like, I'm her protector. I'm her husband. You know, I gotta do this. But I did want to do it too. But at the same time, I'm a little fearful of just putting my wife in danger. So I said, forget it. We gonna go. We drove down there, found a parking spot. We seen people protesting everything. As soon as we get out the car, bang, 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 bang. Baby, somebody's shooting. I sound like Soldier Boy, huh? Soldier Boy,
that's exactly what I thought about.
This is no laughing matter.
So Soldier Boy putting on.
You're right.
So we asked somebody.
I hopped out the back door.
Shocking me.
I took off his mask. I know this nigga. No, back to
my God.
reality.
We up in the closet.
Wow.
Closet.
I'm done with all of you.
Oh, well, y'all well. So no, we get out the car, shots fired. Period. Ask somebody, yo, they shooting over there or no? He said, yeah, man. Dude pull out an AR, he busting at everybody. Making me feel like it's like World War III over there. So me and my wife, being the smart young black people that we are, got back in our car, put it in reverse, and bounced. Now, I don't know if that was God saving us or whatever, but like that was my fear of like not wanting to go out there and be in danger. But after knowing like the logistics of everything or whatever, I still probably would go to a protest now because I feel like that's like very rare what happened. That situation or whatever. But things like that kind of, I think, defer people from wanting to protest because it's dangerous.
But when they protested, they knew it was dangerous. They knew there would be dogs to like rip out their flesh. They knew it would be.
That's true.
People were going to be throwing rocks at their faces, water hoses.
Not a regular water hose. Fire
Police
hose.
officers that were
Powerful.
supposed to keep the peace were going to be clubbing them.
Right.
So why we so soft, man?
I'm gonna answer this question.
Really ain't soft. She about that life.
I'm not a
soft one.
punk in any kind of way, and I believe in standing up for what I believe in. Last year, even there was a social media call for Hispanic people to walk out of their jobs in schools, and the principal at the school that I was teaching at the time basically made an announcement over the speaker saying how he was disappointed in these students for doing it, and anybody who missed class are going to be marked absent and they might get in trouble. And I sent him an email like with no shame, no fear, just saying that as a black woman, if people did not stand up for what they believed in, then we would not be where we are. Also, change usually comes with the youth. It's usually not with older people because we always feel that we have a lot to lose. But young people, they willing to risk it all. You know, those sit-ins and, you know, I'm not saying that older people weren't a part of it, but I'm just saying that, you know, the change that young people want to do, whatever they feel like they need to do to get their voices heard, then that's what they're going to do. As long as they're not being violent towards other people or imposing on anybody else's rights and freedoms, why would you condemn that for what they're doing when some of my students told me that they were scared to go out because police officers knew, and they were scared that police officers were going to take them and deport them because some of them were illegal.
Man, that's tough.
You know what I'm saying? So why would you like condemn that for that, especially being that he was a minority as well? So, you know, and just to answer the question, for me, as far as boycotting or doing something like that, I think back then, and I may be wrong, but when they boycotted the bus systems, wasn't no black people driving for the bus systems. When they did the sit-ins, they weren't sitting in where black people were the waitresses or the owners or people who were making money off of this. You know, now when you talk about boycotting, if we boycott Target or McDonald's, the workers are black. The football players are black. And shit rolls down the hill. If you think the owner is going to lose out on money, no. The workers are.
Yeah. But I feel like if that were the case now, they would just band together. They would be like, this is my assumption, but I feel like they would be like, if you lose your job, then come stay with us, or we'll supplement you, or we'll do this. So to speak to that, I think we're too comfortable. Like you said, because we weren't allowed to, there were no black people driving the bus. When we did ride the bus, we had to sit in the back. Now, we're more comfortable. The racism isn't as blatant. The line is not as, black and white. So I don't feel like we have that urge to boycott things because we're too comfortable. It's not as much at stake.
But that goes to Sham's point that if the people who are the workers aren't willing to boycott, the people who care about the workers, we don't want to boycott to save them, but they don't even want to boycott for what they believe in.
Yeah, but I feel like that would be happening no matter what, then and now.
I can't speak to that.
I don't know.
I mean,
can't
that's
speak to that.
That's why we
I
in
can't
this.
speak to that.
That's why we in the situation we are now.
But I think about
speculative,
when we're
kind
talking
of.
about
Yeah.
protests, a lot of people are like, it's dangerous out there. I don't want to compromise, my health, my life, my job.
Yeah.
I would rather sit here comfortably. I have the views about how it's wrong, but I'm going to sit comfortably in my home where it's safe. And even if it's fight some other way, but that's what I choose because I don't want to sacrifice these liberties.
Is it comfortable? Is it people being comfortable, or is it just a change? Because I know if I got kicked out of my house back in the day, I could go to my neighbor's house. I could go to my aunt's house. That's
Right.
not the life we live in. Like
Yeah.
you said, we would be in a place back then where, we're boycotting the bus, but now the black people have cars where we'll take you to your job. But now, if I'm boycotting stuff, are you gonna help me buy groceries? Are you gonna take me to work? Are
You
you
gonna
gonna
let the Target
supplement my
employee move
income? It's bigger than me just saying I'm gonna do something
It has
and
to
knowing
be
that I
all
don't
of
have
us.
support.
That's true.
It has to be on a mass scale.
Right.
So we got to be more unified now. I think they were all the way unified back in the day.
Oh, for
opposed to
sure.
us now, yeah.
For sure.
Which is crazy because we got more communication methods now that we can be unified, but we not. It's half as unified, and we were spread out across the country back then. Well, we are now, but now you feel like you can have a homie that live in LA that you talk to every day.
And,
you know.
And just to speak to Relly's point about the youth, which I'm sure happened back then, but so many parents deter the young people from doing that because
Shelter,
they want them to just, I don't want you to be in danger. I don't want you to be in harm's way. And so I feel like, when we had a strong leader, it was easier for parents to say, follow MLK.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in
Yeah,
line with what
absolutely. I
MLK
see
is
that.
saying, so I want you to follow him. We don't have that leader. So I think parents are like,
You're not about to go out there and just get shot by the police.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, we definitely need a strong leader,
Yeah.
somebody
But what's
that.
funny is I refrain from saying that because I'm not willing to be that strong leader.
That's true, but are you?
I'm not being funny. I'm serious that I literally hate saying what we need if I'm not willing to be that, because you're actually kind of asking or wanting to put somebody in the danger that you don't want to be in,
That's
or in
all
the
the way
life that
true.
you don't want to
That's
be in.
true.
Yeah, so to that point, I really hate bringing up problems without having a solution, and I feel like that's what we did, but that's evident,
Yeah,
So
I feel like that sometimes too, but I'm like, if we got a leader, I'll ride, I'll sacrifice my life. But not for y'all that's just hashtagging. I'm not finna play with y'all.
you're gonna be in everybody DM
Right,
like, are you
right.
coming or not?
Or you have your black Nikes on.
Right.
I'm not playing with y'all.
Man, for real.
So do you guys think that maybe there's less unity because there is a more spread out divide in social class of African Americans? I feel like from thinking back to history, and I'm sure there were some upper echelon black people, but as far as now, there's a big spread of poor, middle class, and a whole bunch of wealthy African Americans now, that since we're in different places and we view each other differently, do you think that the struggles that we have now, is that a reason why we have different struggles now than what we had then?
I'm too woke for this topic, but
You need to take a nap sometimes.
I heard one time that segregation was the worst thing that happened to black people, and I agree with that to some extent.
Desegregation or segregation?
Desegregation. I said
Oh,
segregation.
yeah.
Okay. So I go.
I got you.
Integration.
Remediation.
Hesitation to the proclamation.
No, but I've heard it said before that desegregation was the worst thing that happened to black people.
Yeah,
I heard that too.
I've heard it.
Yeah, because we were unified. We were all in the same place. We fought. And even then, we built our own businesses for us and by us. When things were integrated, then there was that stratified class of black people, and then there were black people that said, well, I'm okay, I don't need to fight for this group of black people, or I just think we got comfortable and we thought we had achieved something, so it's harder for us to see when we need to fight for things still.
I can definitely agree to that. I can definitely see that. It's evident. And what's crazy, like I was just reading Dick Gregory's last book that he put out before he died, and he was just giving like all the secrets to like American history, but like what black people did with it. And he talked about like all the stuff that he funded and Harry Belafonte funded that like we didn't know about, but I feel like black celebrities really don't play the part that they did back in the day that I think would really help the movement of black people and like the African American struggle. And I feel like, I know there are some that do it and a lot of them like are anonymous with it, and I don't know if they need to do more now because they got more money or it's more of us or something, but I feel like it was so effective back in the day opposed to now.
But just look how Cap is being crucified. So I feel like a high-powered celebrity, I'll donate to the cause. I'll give my money, but I'm not going to be out there because then that's going to affect my money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be... Whereas I think back in the day that people's like, hey, it is what it is.
Right.
But see, we're talking about Cap, and in reality, without integration, the situation would not be Cap, because there would be a white league and there would be a black league.
Yeah.
And white people would go to the white, so white league, black people would go support the black league. And I feel like integration was a gift and a curse. I feel like I don't feel like it was the worst thing that happened, because I feel like we live in a white world with white money, and unfortunately when we did try to have things of our own, white people were intimidated and burned our shit down. So I feel like everything that we tried to have was taken from us, so it was almost kind of like less.
But it's all strategic.
So to your point about being a black league and a white league, I feel like us as a people, we have more buying power. And I know this is a little bit off topic, but I feel like we have more buying power than the white people. So how do you think that would affect, that integration versus now?
I feel like a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't financially literate. We don't know what to do with our money. We just know,
That's true.
buy something.
Buy something.
For real, buy what you want. But like, I feel like if we were all educated with that would definitely change the game. That would definitely change the game a lot. Like, I wish I was more financially literate. I wish I knew how to make my money make money and make it last longer than what it actually does.
But another thing to the black buying power is I heard a quote recently, and I'm gonna mess this up, but it was something to the term of, you're either gonna be the wealthy or you're gonna be the one trying to appear wealthy. So a lot of our buying power is we're spending money on things trying to have the appearance of wealth.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. You preaching.
You better know.
Okay, so I honestly think that I'm neither one, because I'm a discount shopper. I don't have to have on Gucci, Louis, have my nails done every 2 weeks, and I'm not hating on anybody who does. But I will say that a lot of people who don't have a lot will spend their money trying to look like they have a lot.
Very much so.
Oh,
But is that a result of us being oppressed so much?
That's a good question.
It could be a result of a lot, because in this age, I can't put it on that. In our generation, I would say yes, and for y'all who don't know, we're in our 30s. But I would say...
22 in the
This
vet
is
in the
Lena.
game.
I'm 22.
I just gonna steal my age.
This is really,
my
and
age
I'm
alias.
32, and I feel every
Lena want
one
to be
of
a
those
cougar
years.
so bad. She want to be a cougar.
She gonna get with a 22-year-old and be like, I can't do this shit.
For real. This nigga always want to play.
Right, but
It's not 30 if you want to chill out.
I got to go to work.
right. So I feel like our generation weren't trying to be, or even older than us, they were trying to, appeal to the people who they saw on Rodeo Drive or something.
Yeah.
Now, because there's so many of us that have money, I think these young kids, even the young white kids, are trying to look like the rappers and the people on Real Housewives of Atlanta, which are not white people. They are black people.
Yeah.
These rappers looking These rappers looking homeless now, though.
They spend a lot of money looking homeless.
That's a whole other podcast.
They do.
bro.
They do.
Paying $200 for a holy shirt. I could have made this.
Yo, that hobo swag is not cheap.
I'm not doing it.
Man.
It could be, because what was your original question? It was, is it because we're oppressed?
Like, we've been oppressed for so long, so we want to appear like we've made it.
I feel like I heard a quote. I can't remember if it was from Solange's A Seat at the Table. If you guys are not familiar, she has a lot of interludes where her mom speaks, Tina, and then she also had Master P on there. I don't know why Rick Ross is coming to my mind too, but anyway, they explain, like, you know, society gets down on a black man because they want to rock their goals, but that's what the original African kings wore like the big goals and the rubies and all of that. So, I mean, that might be.
That
Where's
ain't what
that from?
these kids don't know that.
That's true.
Well, Pimp C said it at the beginning of Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It. And Master P said it on Solange's album as well, too.
Okay.
Okay, so that, yeah.
At the seat at the table.
I mean, but I think, like you said, kids probably do not know that, but I'm just thinking maybe that's where that might come from. We weren't allotted those things for so long, so now people feel like, oh, if I've got these red bottoms, or, oh, if I've got these Yeezys, then I've made it. Then I'm big, I got money, or whatever, you know. This is just what I'm thinking from everything, but
Yeah.
I think it's just a personal thing. Like me personally, of course, I love having nice handbags. I love to have everything, but then I'm like, oh girl, but the way your bank account is set up, and then I just also think like, okay, you put yourself through this, so you got debt. I'm thinking more so debt, but I mean, that's just it's your mind frame.
Black people just flashy. That's just in
That
our
too.
blood. It's in our blood. Like,
Not mine.
well, and most. and most melanin.
I got that old Navy swag,
Ooh,
yo.
yeah, you are.
Old Navy for the win.
Really
Showing
and Lena
old
are
heavy
the
leggings
finest
right now.
of the Old Navy models.
There's
I'll
nothing
be like
wrong with
vacation. Okay. Old Navy, it is.
She's like, let me rock this performance fleece.
Right, y'all playing. Look.
Right.
Oh my God.
Old Navy, I think you should sponsor people doing shit.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Look out.
Because we all three of us old.
But black
for
people
sure
love
out
to
there.
celebrate our victories. I think that's why we a little flashy at the same time.
And
too,
maybe it's
though.
because we didn't get to for so long. I don't think there's anything wrong with celebrating yourself
Yeah.
Right.
in a calm manner. That's not obnoxious.
Right. So, like, we're talking about the different struggles between then and now, but we also talked about the difference in the social classes. But what about how we're treated by other minorities and how we are as a minority versus how other people are as minorities?
Like how we treat each other and how we act. Like,
Yes, and so like for example, a lot of the Asian people that I know, and a lot of the Asian people, I mean, just period. Yeah, you know, Asian people really didn't start coming a lot over here until the 70s, especially in the South. Like my mom told me that she didn't even see an Asian person until the 70s. Mm-hmm. But they come over here and they make their own communities, kind of like what you were saying about segregation. They have their own stores, their own salon. They have their own travel agency, own insurance agencies, own everything. And they'll buy out a strip mall and there'll be Little Asia in every city. There'll be a Little Asia. And they take care of themselves. There's an Asian school. It's Asians working in Asian businesses, and I don't really see other people working in Asian businesses other than beauty shops.
I think that other cultures are truly committed to making sure that they support their own. And like I don't know where I heard this quote, but I heard like, you know, other races, they will walk miles on miles to go support, you know,
Their culture.
Their
own
culture.
Yeah. Wow.
a black person is just convenience. Like we're kind of just really close on like what's convenient for me. Like, can I go here, get this? I'm not gonna go out of my way to support my own. But I also think part of that and why other cultures are different than ours is because they have their culture.
Yeah.
They're connected to their culture
They know
and
where they come from.
know the importance of it. And while we may know that, generationally, all our kids don't know that. They don't understand the importance of supporting us, our own, or why that's important. Like, they don't even have the pride, I think, that's associated with it, because they don't have the knowledge.
I think that it's the divisiveness that started with house nigga versus field niggas. That's what I think.
But that's still, I think that's also tied to the fact that we don't know our culture. Like,
I think that takes away from like us having certain celebrations, like quinceañeras or Chinese New Year, stuff like that. But I think that other minorities are the new American black people, because at one time we did do that. My mom had a store that had a sign that said black owned in the window, and people would come from miles to go to her uniform store because it was black owned. I feel like we supported one another, and I can remember that as a kid in the late 80s, early 90s, that I have seen diminish just over 3 decades. I feel like the hustle that other minorities have is the hustle that we used to have.
But let's go ahead and like tiptoe on it, because we're talking about like us African Americans supporting each other. When we get a couple degrees and we get a little up there, we kind of be like, like, yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to really rock with y'all. I don't want to pull up that small business. I don't want to go out of my way. I don't want to leave my suburban neighborhood to go deal with that.
I can say that I honestly don't like purposely reach out to black owned businesses and things like that. And it's not because, well, it probably is. I be feeling like the quality be in other places sometimes. No lie.
As far as
No,
customer
it's
service,
Just in general, yeah.
Period.
Yeah, like
But
not-
do you take the time to see that, or is it a preconceived notion?
it's
No,
more
I know it for a fact.
Wait, but do you give
Proof.
that business a chance first?
Let me give you an example. I really would rather only go, well, not now, but I'm going to say 5 years ago, from 5 to 10 years ago, I only wanted to go to black clubs. Only. Because they played my music, it had my people, period. I mean, that's what I was drawn to. But as I got older and got out of just going to black clubs, I'd see something. For instance, black clubs, $20 to get in, $20 to park
your car.
your car.
As
Like-
opposed to what?
Drinks.
I'm just saying.
Drinks.
Why you got a
Drinks.
parking lot if I can't park in there
Said
for
your
free?
car.
Drinks
What you
are
get to picnic?
$12 a piece.
Yeah.
If I'm having a party for a friend, bottle service is $250. Outside of Vegas, there is nowhere that I have gone where it was a white establishment, especially here in Texas, in the South, where it is like that. There was never a cover charge to go to a white club or to a white bar. There was never parking, and they always had you call us for $3. But that's the atmosphere I wanted to be in, because that's where my people were.
Hey, but does that
But they
go
were
back?
always super duper taxing.
Does that go back to black people not being financially literate and not knowing how to spend your money? Because it's, tons of black people pay for that. They love to pay for that sparkly bottle. I just don't see it happening when I go to like
Yeah, but I will say that the black clubs usually only lasted for 1 to a couple of years, and the white clubs were there for almost a decade.
that's true.
But is it that black establishments feel like they have to get their money on the front end because the Caucasian club goer is different than the black club goer?
Are they different though?
I don't know. This is just me posing a question. Like, I feel like maybe
you
I gotta
react
charge
on how
this.
the club treats
Right.
you, like what the
I
club
would
makes you
say
do.
that if the club had less occupants than the white club, like if I went to a black club, and because there's not a lot of black people in this city, it was not that many black people, but the black club would be packed to capacity. So you know that they have come up.
But also, I feel like to that point, when we go spend their money with them, they look for ways to discriminate. Like, I'm sick of hanging out with my highly educated friends, black doctors, like, and we go in there and they say, bro, them shoes, I can't let you in with them shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I can't let you in with that hat. And I'm saying,
Have that never happened at a black establishment for you ever?
but and that's okay, but it's not discrimination. I would be okay if it's not
Are
discrimination.
you calling it discrimination? Because
I'm calling it discrimination because it is. Because then I see a white customer walking in with the
With
same exact
thing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've experienced that too.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm just sick of that. So why, at that point, I'm like, why are we giving them our money?
Good point.
I get that.
I
but
mean,
why
if
do I
you
have
think
this
about
money?
recently, we went to this very, very formal event, and I had a suit and tie on,
Yeah.
and then I'm walking through, and there's like tens of thousands of people walking through, but they stopped me and said, "Hey, you can't wear socks. I mean, you don't have the socks on." I was like, first of all, I got socks on. They just
That was wild.
How do you even identify that?
It's because he had
why
like
you
his
looking
slacks and they
so
were like,
hard,
you know,
bro?
like with the break, like a little space
Right.
between the shoe or whatever.
They were tailored well.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, you look too nice.
I'm
Black
hating
man.
on you.
Right,
Oh,
so I mean,
man.
it goes back to the same thing. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but he was like, "You got to have socks on to get in." I was like, first of all, I got socks on. Okay,
Don't hate on my no shows. Okay.
I was definitely going to give you one
Wait
of
a
my
minute,
socks.
is that really a dress code?
like
You gotta
I
have-
mean, I
so
was
that's-
suit and tied up, like
Yeah, I've never heard.
But you
be
gonna
like,
go
don't have
down
no
to my
on.
socks? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, it
it's,
was
He
crazy.
seemed like he was an old man who just thought that men in the tux should have on socks.
no,
I think he
no.
thought he caught you.
Right, I thought he
You weren't
he had
supposed to
me.
be there.
yeah, like you're not used to this kind of stuff and you're
Right.
not prepared. And
I'm like, bro.
I got
First of
reason
all,
for
my
not to come
suit
in.
was clean. It was starched.
Bro, but what's amazing to me is when you actually pull the sock out of your shoe.
I know, like-
I was like, dog, this nigga do not got on socks. I was like, man, we gotta go back to the car.
But I
said,
had socks on though.
And
bro.
A-Mag magically pulled a whole sock. I said, boy, that dude got skills.
Yeah, so we have come a long way, but we still got a whole lot of problems. But, you know, there's still a lot of good things going on right now.
Yeah.
Man, did y'all see the other night? What's the guy name from This Is Us? What's his name?
Sterling K.
Sterling.
Brown.
Oh, yeah, Sterling
K. Brown. Oh my God. He has taken, it's amazing that
did his
in 2000 and was it 17 or was it 18 already?
Worked from 2017. He got
18.
awarded in this year.
18 that black people are still getting first.
Yeah. That makes no damn
That is
sense.
true.
We still getting like the first. What did he win? What do we have?
Well, he was the first black actor in 19 years to win an Emmy for outstanding lead actor in a drama series.
Okay, so he wasn't the first, just in a long,
In a very long time.
Right, but
Ish.
he
It's
did. But
first-ish.
at the 75th annual Golden Globes, which was the one that happened a few weeks ago, he was the first black person to take home the Best Actor in a Television Series Drama Award.
And he
So-
should
First ever.
shout out to Randall. Okay.
Oh, that's from This Is Us?
Yes.
Oh.
See, I don't
Okay,
watch
okay.
This Is Us, but I've never heard
Shit is
nothing
fire.
but positive things about it, so I wasn't surprised.
get
Well, I was,
tissue.
but
I called it fire, but I
I
only seen
did
one
hear
episode.
that you would
Yeah.
need tissues for it, which is probably why I did not watch it.
I saw one episode and I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but I think maybe he just won this stuff because he was
he
adopted
is.
by white people.
Wait.
Watch more. You gotta watch more.
I feel like he got a show award outside of the show because of his character
But
on
his
the
family's
inside of the
so
show. got
blackity
an
black.
award.
Yes. No, I'm kidding. No, listen.
in
Sterling K.
Ain't he that
Brown.
fat girl's brother on the show?
Yeah.
She's not black at all. She's white as hell.
Can we not say that fat girls though?
She said.
Well, I'm sorry,
No,
I'm sorry,
His
that-
family, his wife, and children.
Oh, I thought you meant his
You
family.
nigga,
Like
we not
brother.
body shaming on people doing shit.
I only seen one show, so I don't have much to say
He
about his role.
literally in the series, he was like, "I'm married to a black queen. I wake up to headscarves and cocoa butter."
See my black queen and the
Okay,
band.
first of all, Sterling K. Brown, I was just playing. I think you're an awesome actor.
Why
And
you
I think you
talking
deserve
to-
everything despite being adopted.
Yo,
by
wasn't
white
he
people.
Chris Darden in the OJ show?
He was a beast at that.
He murdered it.
Yes.
he
He's
He's
murdered
paying
it.
attention to shit.
No, he killed it.
Shout out to St. Louis for molding and making great people such as Sterling K. Brown, myself.
Oh, shout out to St.
Rep your
Louis.
city, girl.
I mean,
Rep your
Sterling
city.
K. Brown, can somebody just give him this podcast? I tell him a St. Paul sandwich on me. Okay, next.
St. Paul sandwich.
Yeah, don't act. You
No, I'd have been to St. Louis about
You
3
haven't
times.
had a St. Paul?
No, you are a horrible tour guide, I guess.
Okay.
You took me to somewhere across the bridge
Don't
in
mention
East St. Louis.
Why you gotta bring that up?
Somebody cussed me out over chicken wings. They was
At a strip club.
at a strip. It was a
drive-thru,
drive-through strip club selling chicken wings. Chicken wings.
That was fire.
Fire AF. But me and my wife got cussed out. That nigga leaned out the window and said, "What the fuck you want?"
That's part of it.
Then you try to tell him, and he was like, "No, you talking too fast. Start over because I don't know what you're talking about." Shit.
See, that's my impression of St. Louis. yeah. So you definitely got to.
That ain't even ours. We talking about greatness on this.
Oh, okay.
But that's when
Okay.
you took us for the best wings.
Chicken,
you said.
y'all, the chicken
I'm
was
just saying.
Sterling K. Brown did his thing, getting out of
He
the
is
awards,
like
though.
that, and I mean, if we're talking about Black history, let's talk about Black love. He has a beautiful Black wife, beautiful Black family, and
This is his real family,
yes,
not the
his
TV
real
show.
family.
Oh, okay.
His real
okay,
family
okay.
is Black love. Like,
Oh, that's what's
love
up.
him.
I probably need to follow him on Instagram. Is he on there?
Yeah.
You know, grown people don't really be on there.
Will Smith, I don't know why he wasn't on there. Like,
Yo, Will's Instagram is so lit though, man.
but he got on there like 5 minutes ago, right?
Yes, and I followed him on the 6th minute.
Immediately?
Yes, yes, I did, man. I love it.
So I just feel like it's a shame that, like, come on now, like, it's been many. I'm sure there have been many Black actors and actresses in roles on TV dramas that deserved these accolades.
Definitely,
Yes, absolutely. But you know who I am so proud of right now, who is just doing her thing?
Who that?
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish.
Like, she is
I
like,
love her.
am I wrong to say she is like the Cardi B of acting now?
comedy?
I feel like that's
She
downgrading
is-
her. I mean, no, I love Cardi.
wait.
No, hold on,
Don't do it.
no. Cardi is dope, but I feel like Cardi.
Cardi?
I don't.
So you have to say Cardi is the Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah,
from-
switch that up because Tiffany is a beast, man. I feel like Tiffany doing her thing. Like
I feel like they
outrageous.
both are, so maybe I shouldn't put them,
Yeah,
say one is the other because they are their own person doing their own thing, but they are very similar
Get it.
in that they just seem so real, so genuine to who they are.
They are themselves.
They are
100.
not trying to conform to any kind of standard, and I always can just appreciate genuineness.
Yo, you know Tiffany not conforming because she is a discount shopper to the T and will let anybody on this planet know.
Yes.
The fact that she buy any and everything on Groupon, I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, she's like a spokesperson for Groupon, right?
Yeah, I
Just
heard
got
that.
that gig.
Got endorsed.
And
Holla.
actually, Groupon will be doing a commercial for the Super Bowl, and I believe Tiffany is the first time they've had a person to represent them in general.
Yeah, because I've been on
All the
Groupon since Groupon was Groupon.
Yeah.
And I just went to the website to buy a Groupon and saw a YouTube video with Tiffany Haddish. Just said, what the
Really?
hell is
Yeah.
this? Well, hallelujah.
Yeah, so Tiffany's winning.
Oh, I think she got a Super Bowl commercial or something that's coming out.
Yeah,
right?
with the Groupon thing. And
yeah.
I mean, like, for her being the first Black woman to host SNL, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
all. For me, Tiffany's what? I would guesstimate in her late 30s or 40s. Right?
No, I don't think she's in her 40s. I think
No, yeah,
she's way.
She not 40
Young.
yet.
Either way, it's like, people like, oh man, if you haven't made it, whatever. She kind of shows you like you have to just keep hustling, keep pushing.
Right.
I mean, and just keep doing it. I mean,
She's 38.
Yeah.
I said like 30s or
Yo,
40s.
y'all need to read her book, The Last Black Unicorn. Well, I say read. When disclaimer, y'all, when Sham said he's read something, it's definitely on Audible. It's a straight Audible book. But I can read. I just prefer that way. So
That pot.
that way. So yeah, like her book, it's just so inspirational. She gives like the story of how she came up, everything. She definitely got a story about her having sex with a disabled man.
What?
And she said that's the best sex of her life. And she felt like her coochie had healing powers because when he was about to bust, he turned normal. I kid you not. Y'all, when you ever had an opportunity, please get Tiffany Haddish's book. She ain't pay me a penny to say this, but
not at all.
I kid you not. You will not be disappointed.
And
at all.
Sham, guess what else? You are going to like turn up right now.
What's up, babe?
She's on an episode of Drunk History.
Shut your lips.
Yes, she is.
Oh my god.
Podcast over. I gotta go watch Drunk History.
We should literally like watch an episode of Drunk History and then like just sit here and record.
Yo, I love Drunk History, man.
Man, same.
Man, Octavia Spencer had an episode like 2 seasons ago or something. That was one of my favorite ones, man. It's a,
We should old girl from the Reed was on there.
Oh, Crystal, yeah.
yeah, she was on there.
Crystal was on there. She
Yeah.
killed it, yeah.
Yeah, they should have Drunk History. Can you get us on there or no? Like we watch and we get
watch
drunk. We're drunk
all
now.
the
I was about to say, the drunk part is on
Black
point.
history. I don't understand what's the problem.
What's up, Comedy Central?
What's up, Derek? How the hell is boy?
I thought y'all didn't want to integrate.
What?
Ain't nobody said we didn't want to. BET, let's make high history then.
Oh shit.
Yo, I ain't doing no marijuana.
I didn't even say that, but that's what you picked though.
I'm not getting high on nothing else.
All right. Cocaine history.
Meth history.
Much. See, that's what's wrong with black people right now. People like Lena trying to get us on extra drugs.
Right.
Nah, I'm playing.
Y'all know
playing.
But BET, if y'all want the show though,
I would say, we can pitch it. We go ahead and pitch
I'll
it.
make it happen. If you give me a job, then I don't need
Who gonna be
a
the mole,
job.
though? Who gonna do the cocaine?
Yo,
I know a guy.
I'll be Eddie Kane if they pay us that check. Dang. For sure that, man.
But just talking about Cardi B, like, and Tiffany Haddish, like you said, like they're like kind of uncompromising. And I think one thing that black people do is like we only want to support a type of black person. It's like easy for us to support a Sterling K. Brown
Yeah.
because he fits the mold. But I know people are like, you know, some people might not support Cardi B because of how she came up, where she came from, or her industry. So like, what do y'all think about that and us supporting us no matter what? Or
Man,
a great question.
I'm here for anybody of color that has like gotten out of their situation and making something good for themselves. Because Cardi definitely could still be in a strip club. She could be selling that poom poom. She could be doing all the crazy stuff, but she got out of it. So who am I to be like, she trash because of how she used to be? And anybody that ever does that to any other person of color, I think they trash for doing that. You definitely should support just off the top any kind of way.
I'm just gonna be like Issa Rae and support anybody that's black. If you're doing
You rooting
something
for everybody
positive-
black?
Everybody black. I don't care what kind of black you are, quote unquote. Like if you're just doing something out of the ordinary, stepping out, taking a chance, I mean, that alone, I feel, deserves some type of recognition and celebration because it's easy for us to sit behind closed doors and say everything. Like earlier we discussed how, you could be doing this and doing that, but and people put themselves out there and are not afraid. Hey,
I support you.
I'm supporting you.
I'm with it.
I don't
all
care
day.
about your horse company, but I'm supporting you though, girl, because you got that.
You like, I don't even want no horse, but how much that pony costs?
Right, exactly.
I can't afford a pony. Shit. Now we always talk about living in our means. You know how much it costs to board a damn pony?
I ain't
No, for real, I heard like keeping up with a horse is one of the most expensive
things.
bills you will ever have
It's
in
like
your life.
keeping up, like boarding a horse and like stowing a boat. Like that's
Yeah.
like the most two expensive
Yeah.
things ever. Neither of which I can afford. So
Goodness.
But if you wanted to have a company that was the people who boarded it, is that the right word?
I
Boarded?
think, I don't know.
I'm gonna support you.
That's what
I'm
we're
not
gonna
an
use for today.
equestrian. Is that what they're called?
Equestrian,
That
yeah.
is.
That's the right terminology.
See, I'm on point when I'm drunk.
You do.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be the Obama of the group and just say that I support anybody who has anything going on for themselves that wants to share it with me, as long as, it's kind of with, a little humility. If you come to just tell me all the stuff that you have just to tell me and I don't even know you, then I'm gonna be like, okay, good for you. Do you want a piece of popcorn? I don't know.
Piece of popcorn.
But if I know you, I'm going to support you.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people from a lot of races, but I will say that I am just more supportive of African Americans because I feel like we are one of the least supported groups. Mm-hmm. So I'm always gonna support, people who look like me, who are like me, even women. I support women initiatives because women are minorities. And I think even in Black history, since this is a Black history episode, that it's important to say that Black history was not just made by Black people. There was a lot of white people that supported us, that always had that yes, even if they didn't understand, even if they didn't feel it, always felt like we had a place. Mm-hmm. And so I just want to shout out to all the others, not just white, but I want to shout out to all the other people who recognize the contributions that Black people have made in these United States.
Right.
And all over the world.
When we talk about the Underground Railroad, the stops, they had to have assistance from often white people.
Had to, really.
So, yeah, we recognize that, and it's all about being educated about those facts.
Yeah.
So, since we're talking about, our other helpers.
So, people got are they invited to the cookout type thing when we're talking about, white people that have contributed something to Black culture or they feel like can kick it with us. So we're going to do, are they invited or not?
Okay.
Are you invited or not?
Or not.
I'm with it.
We going through all these here?
Yeah, let's roll through that.
Let's go. Number 1. What we got?
Justin Timberlake, yes.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Kanisha.
I don't want to hear any negative nothing. Okay?
Well, first off, I gotta say that I don't. Nah, I'm playing.
Okay, so you want to lose your life.
JT.
T for sure got swag, bruh.
No,
But he
JT
lost
invited
me
though.
when he left Jen and Nicole.
Oh my God. Are we still on that?
Yes, I'm still on
What
that.
the fuck? She's fine.
But he left
She's
her.
great.
He was like, I'm
we
glad.
don't know that. That's what the media told us. We don't know what kind of conversation they had.
Y'all ain't gonna say
behind
nothing when
closed
Janet be like, me too.
We don't know. Well,
Then
if
what
she
you gonna do?
I will go against it. But until then, we don't know what happened. That
I'm
conversation.
gonna say
We
that
don't know
this
what
is
went
the
down.
loudest you will ever hear Nifa talking because she is in love with JT.
JT is like,
and that is understandable. But my vote is.
We trying to say he didn't make some nice R&B music for us.
I'm gonna say.
We trying to say he didn't. No one jams a suit and tie.
Yo, Justin Timberlake
This
is
is not the question.
Justin Timberlake is
Because
Nifa's plus
everybody
one,
that
even if we say he can't come.
Every person that we have, I think is somebody jammed to them or some in some kind of way. Somebody like them, but I'm gonna say he's invited. That's
I say
my
yes,
vote
too.
because
I
he's
say
married
no.
to a woman with a big booty.
She do have a fat ass.
Uh-oh.
She do got that thing on her.
really does.
it's like,
She got that thing.
but nah, he can't come.
Yeah, he can, Lena.
Well, I mean, I'm outvoted, but I can still get my vote.
Her vote does not matter.
Oh,
I'm gonna still listen to
All
his music.
votes
though.
matter.
All votes matter.
Except for hers.
Oh,
Thank you,
Lord.
Amen.
All right, so JT coming through. Next on the list is Mr. Michael McDonald.
Can I just say something? Thank
Okay,
you. This is
forget-
a St.
Well,
Louis
you
ass
never
episode.
know,
in
man.
this thing,
Wait, he
man.
from the Lou?
He's not only is he from St. Louis, he's from Ferguson.
Okay,
Stand
he's
up, Michael
uninvited.
McDonald.
I'm sorry.
You hating.
I'm gonna say he's not invited just because God gave him a deep voice. Because I mean, I don't really.
No, pause,
I don't
really. You my baby, but if Michael McDonald didn't exist, we would never get Regulator because they took that whole Michael McDonald beat and flipped it.
How many? Wait a minute. How many songs have Black people created that white people have taken? So
But
no.
how many Regulators have they made?
If there was no Michael McDonald, there would be no Robin Thicke. He's the Blue-Eyed Soul, like one of the pioneers of Blue-Eyed Soul. He hella invited. He from the Lou. Holla.
Robin Thicke is
I'm
invited.
sick of y'all emotional connections to these people and why they gotta come just because you love them so much.
I mean, Michael McDonald is the shit. He did,
First of all,
he did a whole Motown tribute album.
I don't care what he did. So did.
So he not invited?
Wait. So did the Five Horsemen. Shining out and
Ain't got no money.
But you are not
Ain't
in
got no fancy car. Don't live the life of a millionaire, Jack. Nothing in this world. Hey, no.
Somebody girlfriend don't know what y'all talking about.
Okay.
That's true.
She's like, what is a horseman, baby? I was born in 97.
No, is that a Justin Timberlake? Y'all
Okay,
shady.
next we have the person who is throwing the kickback. Pow Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's the people's champ.
Yeah.
Pow Wow.
All over for show invite.
He hella
He
invited
invited,
to
so
me.
I'm invited.
He invited.
Yes.
Pow Wow is
And that's our Texas brethren too, so he for
Yeah.
sure pull up.
And he
Pow
makes badass
Wow
grills.
is more invited than me.
He's super ratchet too. Hey, but speaking of ratchet, what about Justin Bieber? Can he pull up?
No.
Justin Bieber got to stay at the
Yeah,
No, hell no.
Like, I'm
He must
stopping
rather
him
get
at the gate.
our kickback shut down,
Justin
bro.
Bieber's not invited.
So what kind of kickback we have? We got JT, Michael McDonald, and Paul Wall.
You get some fire music.
This is
for real.
hella awkward, though.
This is an awkward. First
We
of all,
need- we
Michael
gonna get more
McDonald don't
people.
want to be there, but
Hella
okay.
don't want to be there.
Please, you fix him a plate, he gonna chill all the way.
Hella don't want to be there.
Okay, but and then we got Daily. This is even more
Yo,
weird.
listen.
Daily.
Yo,
I feel
Daily
like
Jam.
Daily will sing the.
I feel like he'll like
Daily
make
is at the
everybody be
kickback
cool.
as entertainment.
I feel like
Yo,
he will sing.
Daily
Blah, Blah,
sounds
Blah, Blah,
exactly
Blah,
like-
Party.
Daily sounds exactly like Marsha Ambrose is on that song with her, and Daily sounds exactly like Jill Scott on the song with her.
No,
I
he
feel-
don't sound like Jilly. Don't do it.
Well, no,
It's like he doesn't sound like them,
he's
but
like doing
it's-
impersonations.
no.
No, he has his own sound.
No, they
I would
sound
say he
weird.
does sound like Marsha Ambrosia to me.
On that song,
When I
yes.
heard that song, I thought that
I thought
was
it was-
her because of the
That song
falsetto.
jams heavy.
Is Daily? He's so ambiguous. I don't even know what to say.
Is he a man or a woman?
Is he a man or a woman? Stop it.
I think
No,
he
but-
identifies as a man.
I thought he was a woman for the longest time.
Yeah.
I can understand that from his voice, but he doesn't.
And his like side profile of his album. I thought he
played
was
too
like No, I love Daily. Like
not too much.
next time he come, we're literally all going to the concert
Never
together.
too much. Never
Hey,
too much.
Yo.
I'm going.
Like we here now.
Daily can pull up, but hey,
He can pull up.
I got two people on the list. I feel like we only can choose one between John B and Robin Thicke.
John B.
John B all day.
John B.
Oh yeah, we gotta go with John B.
We gotta go.
I'm quite okay with that, but
So y'all just hold y'all.
If we had to
only
choose.
because you said we had to choose.
See the thing
No.
is,
Now I'm gonna tell you this: if I had to choose, I would choose Robin Thicke over JT.
I totally disagree with that.
Uh-oh.
That's a whole fucking disagreement right
Of
there.
course, and that's okay. But of course, that's like somebody
Robin's like
asking
a
me about.
wannabe.
No,
and
that's
Justin's
like
the real
somebody
thing.
asking me about Usher or somebody else. I'm gonna pick my love. I'm gonna pick Usher.
I
So that's
mean,
understandable.
We're not bringing up
There's
Usher.
gonna be a bias.
Wait a
From just
minute.
music.
There's gonna be a bias.
Robin Thicke fucked over a black woman. John B
Yep.
married two.
So he fucked over one and got a new one.
No, actually, she fucked over him.
And JT married none.
That don't mean he didn't fuck plenty.
Oh,
Oh,
Wait, look at no. This is a black love episode.
right, so.
Everyone knows if
So
you
she
know
talking
me, but
about-
you
So
only
did
get
Tom-
for opportunists, so
did
I'm
Thomas-
about it.
So did Thomas Jefferson. Okay.
oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh
but he was
my
a
God.
slave owner, bro. Are we gonna compare JT to Thomas Jefferson?
Yes.
Calm down,
That's
wonderful
bullshit.
people.
No, just kidding.
Yo,
Barely.
y'all, wow. Okay. So Robin Thicke is X'd out. Mr. B, you can come
Since
in.
we had to choose.
Next is the beautiful
9.
black melanin queen, Miss
Oh my-
Rachel Dolezal.
No.
nah, she can't come, bro.
I feel like she can
On the
come.
simple
She-
fact of her wig, bro, she can't come.
If she wanna put on for the
Always does
coach
disqualify. I'm okay.
No,
with
but
that
she
choice.
want to be black so bad.
Everybody want to be black until it's time to be black.
She
I feel like she would do it.
I think she was down for the cause.
Yeah, she didn't trip.
She was going to NAACP.
She was like, take my black ass to jail.
I
Like
feel
she
like
didn't care,
you
bro.
know- Black
she
people don't
went
even
to a
go.
white woman to put that sew in. She can't come, bro.
Aaron, ain't man say she can't come strictly because her hair is
clip-in
trash.
crochet though.
She did have a clip-in crochet. It was terrible.
All she had to do was come to Raleigh, and she'd have been
That's
invited.
true.
She'd have been-
She would have been hooked up.
Yeah, she definitely.
So I would have invited her, but y'all brought up a good point about her weave, so she can't come.
Sorry, Rachel. You almost got in the dough. So next on the list is Mr. Bobby Caldwell, but I feel like we got Michael McDonald, and they both heavy soul singers.
Bobby Caldwell before Michael McDonald.
What?
But
Sherelle, why you doing
She
this?
just really being
I'm sorry,
disrespectful.
Because
tonight.
Back it
no,
up.
because For you to live 3 decades and not know that a person is white in a song, oh, you making it to the barbecue just off GP. I learned that in year 32 of my life.
The only reason
I
I
always
know
knew Michael McDonald was white. I
feel
always
like
knew that.
only because 40-year-old virgin.
I never even seen that.
a lot of people don't even know what Bobby Caldwell sings.
Go ahead.
Hold on, let me turn that up for you. Hey, yo, when I heard this,
This is Black History.
What you won't do.
hey,
Nowhere I've been.
That is like,
Hey,
You better hit it.
damn.
but listen, after knowing that it's a white man, he kind of sound like a white dude singing to me.
No, not when
Nah,
he hit.
bro. He
I
still
can't
said-
Not there.
to let you know.
He is channeling a little Al Green in his soul.
Hey Lena. Hey Nifa. Y'all sing the words to a Michael McDonald song.
Oh, I know all of them.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what.
you know?
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
know-
be there.
She's a big fan.
Up and up. The one with Patti LaBelle.
That ain't true,
I'm
bro.
on
You just
my
freestyled
own.
it. You just Oh, that's Michael
Yeah,
McDonald?
that does.
Yes,
I did.
it's a duet.
All right, Mr. Bobby.
All right, who we got
Sorry,
next?
but you can't. You can take Rachel on a
We
date.
did not take a vote.
Oh, wait. So y'all.
Hey man, cut all
They
that
both
singing out.
No.
No, that's in there. Hey, next person that I got on the list is Mr. Billy Ho from White Man Can't Jump, aka Woody Harrelson. I loved him in White Man Can't Jump.
Call me Billy Ho.
That was his name in the movie. His name was Billy Hoyle, but the white people called him Billy Ho.
You gonna pick a
Black people call
fictional
him Billy.
character?
Right. He's not invited.
Oh man,
Nah,
y'all
you got it.
tripping.
First
I mean, I know Bro could hoop, but like, nah.
He had a sexy little old Spanish thing
did
as
have
his
a
girl.
Spanish
He
chick.
was
He
cool.
was still a
man.
weak
I was in love with her too, but
Oh, you was in love with Rosie?
he can't be invited because I was in love with this girl, so
Oh,
he's X'd out.
Done.
sorry,
Hey,
Mr. Ho.
Mac has spoken.
Sorry, Mr. Ho. All right, who next on the list, y'all?
That's like IG white girl.
Who, explain that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, who is IG white
Explain
girl?
that.
Oh, that's the little girl who is like,
I'm
when
a
I grow
strong-
up, I'm gonna be a strong black woman.
What did her mama tell her though?
You can't be a strong black woman.
Black
She
woman,
said,
yeah.
What did I say?
What her mama say?
Hell, I don't know.
You can't be you cannot be a black woman. Why? You said I can be anything I want to be.
That's what.
When she grow up, she gon'
First of all, she invited to my
no, cause
No
when-
kids allowed.
she can right. She cool now, but then when she grow up, she gonna be
she gonna be the
I need you to have that same energy.
Right.
You grow up.
right.
I need you to cry about being a black woman when you grow up.
Right.
Listen,
All right, so maybe we can wait till she get grown and she can come to
I
it
already
later.
know how she gonna act.
I feel like
Oh,
she needs to go
man.
through the struggle before she can come to the party.
And it ain't just taking
So then
black
we're
dick.
exing Rachel Donazar, whatever her name is, for
well, she
sure.
was.
Oh yeah, she been at the door. Her and Bobby Caldwell went on a date
was
since they
already
couldn't
out.
get in together. So now it's,
Oh my.
Oh, that probably did happen.
maybe they can take the little girl with them or whatever. Yeah.
No. All right,
Next
we
on the
got it.
list,
Creating a family.
I sure am a matchmaker. Mr. Gary Owen.
Yes.
Is it an S at the end of his name?
No
or not?
S.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
it's on everything.
You know,
Owens,
Right.
Walmart's.
Kroger's. Hey, I love Gary Owen.
I love Gary Owens too. I think he invited.
And his wife black.
He got a black wife.
What I even more so love about him is he's not a white person trying to be black. He just himself, and he don't slip in the word nigga. You know, he respectful.
He ain't no
he
fool.
talk about that. He talk about, you know, his black is his wife. His wife is black. His wife
She the
is
blackest wife.
The blackest of the wives.
His wife is
Yeah.
black, and he just seemed like he cool people. He could come to my barbecue any
He
day.
definitely can pull
We
up.
should have put Marky Mark up there.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg?
Mm-hmm.
Mark
He from
Wahlberg can
Bo-
come.
Wait. He from Boston, so he's innately racist.
Yo.
Oh my God.
But
Okay.
I am in love with him.
That's a horrible stereotype, but I kind of believe it.
No, you know
I
it's
believe
true.
it.
I mean, from what I hear from black people that live in Boston, all white people are racist.
I mean, it's,
Marky Mark?
I'm in love with him.
He
Not
has so
not
much
Nifa
swag.
JT. infatuation, but
First of all, boo, it's not infatuation. I'm the one that man so 13.
It's real
I am
love.
loyal.
True love.
Infatuation.
True love.
No,
huh?
that's loyal, and I'm dedicated
Loyal
to my
and
husband.
dedication.
I pray you
to
never meet
a
Justin Timberlake 'cause you
husband that
might
you've never
die.
met is
she gonna get
No.
arrested.
I just call myself a loyal fan.
It's someone that
The
is
supporter.
not on here that should
Who
be
that?
on here.
Who that?
Anderson Cooper.
Yes.
I just think that
Who that?
Anderson Cooper rides for
He really
us as a anchor more so than black anchors.
Better than Don Lemon.
Don Lemon
Oh,
is.
yes.
Oh shit.
Now you talking
saying that all
about he
day.
is uninvited to the Crawfish Bowl.
Man, he uninvited to the black culture.
He uninvited.
You gotta go, bruh.
Everything.
You got to go.
Ban him? Can you ban him from the state of Louisiana? I don't know what happened.
Wait.
He from Baton Rouge.
Oh,
from Baton Rouge.
Don Lemon.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got some pull. I know you can get it.
Yeah, can you get him on out of there?
Oh man.
I will shove a crawfish.
So I think we got a good list so far. So there's JT, Michael McDonald, Paul Wall, baby. Who that?
Daily.
Daily. Oh,
John B.
John B. Robin Thicke was out. Rachel, no. Bobby Caldwell, you got to go. Billy Ho, man, I'm gonna sneak
He
him through
ain't
the back
even
door.
know.
Billy Ho, you can pull up.
Soon as
I'll bring
I
you a
see him,
to-go
he's
plate.
out.
I'll bring you a
Soon
to-go
as he
plate,
pull up
Kim.
with his
Wait a
girl,
minute.
He's out.
All I have on that list, if I really could narrow it down, is Paul Wall, John B, and Gary Allen. That's
I got somebody who trump
That's it.
all these people.
Who that?
First of all, he's not invited for the long.
Yeah, the delay just messed his
that
invite
really-
up.
not invited.
So lets us know.
It's definitely somebody we didn't say. That I'm
It's
thinking
and
of
it's somebody
too.
tight too.
Who that?
Who is it?
Lena, you are uninvited, bro. Lena, you cannot
actually-
come no more.
You're gonna be with your friend. Whoever
Yeah, you
think
about to be with
about.
Bobby Caldwell sitting on the
No,
post.
wait. Barack Obama and
Oh, Mr. Joe Biden.
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe can pull all the way up.
he trump all
Nothing
these
can
people
stop
on
him.
here.
I love Joe.
So nobody invited but Uncle Joe.
Uncle
No, I can't choose from all of these.
Oh yeah, Paul Wall got to pull up though. He got
Okay.
to.
I'm actually.
But
okay
wait,
with that.
we are missing one more.
Okay, who?
Mama Tina.
Oh, Tina Marie.
Oh yeah, she gotta come.
Ooh, she's
She
a
gotta
part
come.
of Black
I
History.
wouldn't be.
Why do
mad
I
if
feel
Tina
like she
Marie
would be
been there.
sneaking pork chops in her purse?
And
going
that's
out?
okay.
I feel like she would actually sneak pork chops into the kickback. Like I feel like she'd
She's
pull a pork
stealing
chop.
something. She just looked like she would be stealing something going home.
She look a little shiesty.
It's not even shiesty, just like that. Oh,
I gotta take this home to my nephew.
all right then. All right then. I'll see y'all later.
Oh Lord.
Well, y'all, this was pretty good.
Yeah,
We
this
can
is
go ahead
funny,
and
bro.
wrap this up. Well, we talked about a whole lot of stuff tonight. Some pretty heavy stuff, some not so heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all, please give us your feedback. Please email us.
Yeah, definitely give us a holler. You can hit us up on the email at the podcast. Wait, what's our email?
Podcast PDS.
Yes, my bad. The podcastpds at
I
gmail.com.
heard it wasn't no emails in there. What y'all doing, bruh?
Oh,
I'm calling y'all out.
It's probably
Got it.
Sham's fault because I ain't saying it right. It's the podcastpds at gmail.com. Definitely hit us up. Give us feedback. You got any questions, any topics you want us to cover, definitely hit us up. We'll for sure put it on the list. You can follow us on our Instagram at people_doing_shit. You can follow me on my personal Instagram at Sham of PDS. And you got something to plug, Miss Lena?
Sure. Follow me at STLGIRLNTX.
All right.
STL Girl in Texas. Follow our Facebook page, IG page. Listen to us on YouTube and SoundCloud.
Yes, yes. You want to plug yours?
Hi guys, it's Nifa,
Justin Timberlake's wife.
Timberlake's wife.
Mrs.
Who's not
Timberlake.
infatuated, just a loyal
I
fan.
am not infatuated, bro, because I'm realistic. I just love him since I was 13.
What's your IG?
Oh yeah,
Maybe JT will hit you up on that.
ITZMENIFA.
Okay.
and mine is AMAC Official. Holla at your boy.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we just want to thank y'all again for tuning in, and we hope y'all come in next week.
Yes. And this was people doing shit.
It's Black History Month. It's Black History Month.
And we black.
And we black. And we black. And we black. And we black.
Black history. Black history.
Oh shit!
Then we're gonna pause that for the cause.
Did you really just twerk?
He really did. So you want to be on Drake video? That's what it is.
Wow.